In a small, dusty antique shop nestled between towering buildings, a young man named Alex stumbled upon an ornate lamp. Its surface was adorned with intricate designs, hinting at a history steeped in magic and mystery. Intrigued, he picked it up and gave it a rub. The metal warmed beneath his fingers. To his astonishment, a beautiful genie emerged in a whirlwind of golden smoke. Her long hair flowed like silk, and her eyes sparkled like stars in a clear night sky. She floated gracefully, a serene smile gracing her lips. "Greetings, mortal. I am Zara, the genie of this lamp. You have freed me, and in return, I shall grant you 3 wishes," she announced, her voice melodic and enchanting. Alex's heart raced. The tales of genies and wishes flashed through his mind: endless wealth, boundless power, or perhaps the love of a perfect partner. But he paused, contemplating the immense weight of his choices. "I wish for a world free from suffering and injustice," he declared, his voice firm and resolute. Zara's smile faltered, and her eyes widened in surprise. "Your first wish is not for yourself. Most choose riches or power." Alex shrugged, his gaze unwavering. "I believe that true happiness comes from the well-being of others. We have the power to make a difference." The genie, taken aback, felt a strange warmth in her heart, a feeling she hadn't encountered in centuries. With a wave of her hand, a soft glow enveloped the world. Peace spread like a gentle tide, erasing pain and injustice from existence. People smiled, their burdens lifted, as if they had never known hardship. "Your wish is granted," Zara said, her voice tinged with admiration. "But be warned, the balance of the universe is delicate. You must choose your next wishes wisely." Alex nodded, determined. "For my second wish, I want to inspire others to create a world where kindness reigns. I wish for the ability to spread compassion and empathy through stories." Zara's expression shifted from surprise to intrigue. With another wave, she granted his wish. Suddenly, Alex found himself filled with the power to weave tales that touched hearts and changed minds. His words resonated with people, encouraging acts of kindness and unity. As the world blossomed in compassion, Zara couldn't help but be captivated by this human spirit. "Your choices are extraordinary. Most seek personal gain, yet you focus on the greater good." Alex smiled, humbled by her praise. "It's about lifting each other up. We all share this world." Zara considered her final wish, intrigued by his intentions. "What will your last wish be?" Alex paused, his heart racing with the weight of his decision. "I wish for you to experience humanity's capacity for love and joy. I want you to feel what it's like to be part of a community, to laugh and cry with us." Zara's eyes shimmered with wonder. "You wish for me to be human?" "Yes," he replied earnestly, "to understand us completely. You deserve it." With a radiant smile, Zara accepted the wish. In a brilliant flash of light, she transformed. The aura of a genie faded, replaced by the warmth and vulnerability of a human form. Zara, now a human, looked at Alex with awe. "Thank you," she whispered, feeling the richness of human emotion for the first time. Together, they embarked on a journey, spreading hope and compassion throughout the world. As Zara experienced life as a human, she learned the beauty of laughter, the pain of loss, and the joy of connection. In the end, the genie was no longer just a mystical being granting wishes, but a cherished friend and ally in the quest for a better world. And Alex, through his selfless choices, had changed not just his own fate but the destiny of countless lives, proving that sometimes the most profound magic lies in the heart of humanity itself. As Zara navigated her new life as a human, she discovered the intricacies of emotions that had once eluded her. Each laugh she shared with Alex, and every tear shed during heartfelt moments, painted her world in vibrant colors. She experienced the warmth of friendship, the thrill of adventure, and the weight of sorrow, all while learning what it truly meant to be alive. Together, Alex and Zara traveled to towns and cities, sharing stories of hope and resilience. They organized community gatherings, where people from all walks of life came together, drawn by the magic of Zara's new ability to inspire. She spoke passionately about kindness and compassion, her words flowing like a melody that resonated with everyone. One evening, in a small village surrounded by rolling hills, Zara recounted a story of a farmer who had once lost everything but found the strength to help others in need. The villagers listened intently, captivated by her tale. When she finished, a deep silence enveloped the gathering. Then, one by one, people began to stand, sharing their own stories of struggle and triumph. It was a cathartic moment, a revelation that they were not alone in their challenges. "See how they connect," Zara whispered to Alex, her eyes shining. "It's beautiful. This is what it means to be part of a community." As they traveled, Zara also learned to navigate human customs. She relished simple joys, the taste of fresh bread from local bakeries, the sound of children playing, and the breathtaking beauty of sunsets. Yet, she also witnessed the darker sides of humanity: greed, prejudice, and division that still existed, despite her first wish for a world free from suffering. "Why does it still persist?" she asked Alex one night as they sat beneath a starlit sky. "You've shown me the power of love and compassion, yet the shadows linger." Alex sighed, reflecting on her question. "The world is complex. While we can inspire change, not everyone will embrace it. There will always be those who choose fear over love, division over unity. It's an ongoing battle." Zara pondered this, her heart heavy with understanding. "Then what can we do?" "We keep pushing forward," he replied, determination in his voice. "We share our stories, foster connections, and encourage people to choose kindness. We're not alone in this fight." With renewed purpose, they returned to the villages, conducting workshops that blended storytelling with community-building exercises. Zara encouraged people to share their dreams, aspirations, and fears, fostering an environment where empathy could thrive. The response was overwhelming. Slowly, communities began to transform. People who had once been strangers became friends, bound by shared experiences. Neighbors helped each other, and laughter echoed in streets that had been silent. Zara's ability to connect deeply with others made her a beloved figure, a beacon of hope in their lives. But Zara's heart was still tethered to her origins as a genie. Despite her newfound humanity, she missed the magical essence of her former self. "What if I could blend the two?" she mused one day, her eyes alight with excitement. "What if I could grant others the power to create change like I did?" Alex's expression brightened. "That's brilliant. You could teach others to harness their own inner magic, their potential to impact the world." Determined, Zara sought to create a program where she could help individuals recognize their abilities. They named it The Light Within. The initiative focused on empowering people to use their talents, whether through art, writing, or community service, to inspire others and create ripples of positivity. As word spread, The Light Within gained traction. People from various backgrounds flocked to Zara's workshops, each discovering their unique gifts. Some wrote poetry that spoke of their struggles, others painted murals depicting hope and resilience. Zara was in awe as she witnessed the transformative power of creativity. One day, during a particularly vibrant workshop, Zara felt a familiar tingle of magic. She had been guiding a young girl named Leela, who poured her heart into her artwork, creating a stunning mural that depicted a world of harmony. Zara sensed the girl's passion and joy emanating from her creation. "Your art is magic, Leela," she said, tears in her eyes. "You have the power to inspire others." As if awakened by Zara's words, the mural began to shimmer with a faint glow. The colors pulsed with life, reflecting the emotions woven into each brushstroke. Gasps of astonishment filled the air as the villagers gathered, captivated by the miracle unfolding before them. In that moment, Zara realized that her transformation had not diminished her magic, but had amplified it in a new form. As she watched Leela and others blossom, she felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The power to create change was within everyone, waiting to be ignited. From that day forward, Zara embraced her dual identity. She became a mentor, guiding individuals to discover their strengths and share their gifts with the world. Each time she witnessed someone step into their power, it felt like a wish being granted, not just for them but for the entire community. As the years passed, the impact of Zara and Alex's journey rippled far and wide. The stories they shared and the connections they nurtured created a legacy of hope, kindness, and resilience. Zara no longer felt the longing for her past as a genie. Instead, she reveled in the beauty of her present, surrounded by friends and a community thriving in love and empathy. Through their unwavering dedication, they have proved that the true magic of humanity lies in its capacity for compassion, and together, they continue to spread that light one wish at a time. As Zara and Alex's impact grew, so did their recognition in the wider world. News of the light within spread like wildfire, drawing attention from communities eager to experience the transformative power of storytelling and connection. They received invitations to speak at larger gatherings, festivals, and even conferences dedicated to social change. One day, they were invited to a prestigious event in the capital, where leaders from different regions were convening to discuss pressing global issues. Zara felt a mixture of excitement and anxiety as they prepared for their presentation. This could be a pivotal moment, Alex said, adjusting his tie as they practiced their speech. But remember, it's not just about us, it's about the message we carry. Zara nodded, steeling herself for the opportunity to share their vision with a larger audience. We have to remind them of the power of compassion and how it can change lives. On the day of the event, they stood before an audience of influential figures, politicians, philanthropists, and activists. The atmosphere buzzed with anticipation as Zara began her presentation. Her voice, strong yet soothing, filled the hall as she spoke of their journey, the power of storytelling, and the innate magic that resided in every individual. The world is filled with challenges, she declared, but we must remember that change begins within us. When we choose to connect, to uplift, and to inspire, we create ripples that can transform our communities. As she shared the stories of those impacted by the light within Leela's mural, a group of young musicians who brought joy to their town, and countless others, an undeniable energy filled the room. The audience listened intently, captivated by the authenticity and passion in her words. After their presentation, a dialogue emerged. Audience members began to share their experiences, discussing the barriers they faced in their communities and the struggles of fostering compassion in a world that often prioritized division and conflict. Zara encouraged them to explore their vulnerabilities, to be open and honest about their fears. Let's create a space where we can all learn from each other, she suggested, her eyes bright with determination. We can work together to inspire a global movement rooted in empathy and kindness. Inspired by Zara's vision, several attendees pledged to start similar initiatives in their own regions. Leaders began to connect with one another, exchanging ideas and strategies to foster change. The event evolved into a collaborative workshop, filled with discussions on art, storytelling, and community building. Zara and Alex left the conference buzzing with excitement. They had ignited a spark, a flame that was beginning to spread beyond their initial vision. Over the following months, they traveled across countries, sharing their story and empowering others to find their voices. Their influence grew, and the light within blossomed into an international movement, drawing together individuals committed to creating a kinder, more compassionate world. But as their work flourished, challenges also arose. Not everyone welcomed their message. Some critics emerged, questioning the effectiveness of their approach. Kindness won't solve systemic issues, they argued. You're just painting over the cracks. One evening, after a particularly challenging day, filled with negative comments and doubts, Zara and Alex sat in their small apartment, the weight of the world pressing down on them. Are we really making a difference? Zara asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Sometimes it feels like we're fighting against an insurmountable tide. Alex took her hand, squeezing it gently. Change is never easy, especially when you're challenging the status quo. But look at all the lives we've touched. Look at the communities that are coming together because of our work. Every little bit counts. Zara nodded, but uncertainty lingered in her heart. She wanted to believe in their mission, but the voices of doubt echoed around her. That night, she had a dream. In her dream, she found herself back in the realm of genies, surrounded by shimmering lights and ethereal beings. They were gathered around her, their expressions curious and kind. You've changed, Zara, one of them said, her voice melodic and warm. You've embraced what it means to be human. But I worry, Zara replied, her heart heavy. I'm afraid our efforts are futile against the overwhelming problems of the world. The other genies exchanged glances, and one stepped forward. You must understand that change does not happen overnight. It's like the ripples in a pond. A single drop can create waves, but it takes time for them to reach the shore. Your dedication, your compassion, it matters. Awakening with a newfound sense of clarity, Zara realized that even small actions could lead to significant change. she turned to Alex, her determination reignited. We need to remind ourselves of the journey we've already taken. We can't let the critics deter us. Every single person we inspire can become a catalyst for further change. Together, they refocused their efforts. They sought to amplify the voices of those they had helped, showcasing stories of transformation and hope. They developed a platform for individuals to share their experiences, a way to celebrate the small victories and remind everyone that every act of kindness contributed to a larger movement. As they gathered stories, they began to notice a pattern. People who had once felt lost or disillusioned found strength in the community. Former critics became allies, sharing their own journeys of change and the power of connection. The ripple effect they had envisioned began to manifest in tangible ways, and Zara felt a surge of hope. One day, they were invited to a global summit on social change. It was a prestigious event, gathering leaders from various sectors to discuss solutions for the world's most pressing issues. This time, Zara and Alex stood on stage not just as speakers, but as representatives of a movement that had grown far beyond their initial vision. Zara began her speech by sharing a story that encapsulated their journey. Once, a young girl named Leila created a mural that captured the hearts of her community. Her art became a symbol of hope, reminding everyone that they were not alone in their struggles. It's stories like these that remind us of our shared humanity. As the years rolled on, Zara and Alex became more than just figures of inspiration. They became leaders and advocates for a global movement that championed empathy, compassion, and collective action. The Light Within had evolved into a non-profit organization with chapters around the world, each tailored to the unique needs of its community. From urban centers to rural villages, people were empowered to harness their creativity and passion for positive change. With their growing influence, Zara and Alex frequently traveled, conducting workshops, giving keynote speeches, and fostering connections. Each journey brought them face to face with diverse cultures and stories, enriching their understanding of the human experience. They learned that despite the myriad challenges individuals faced, the thread of compassion wove through every community they encountered. One day, during a workshop in a small coastal town, Zara met a group of fishermen struggling against the effects of climate change on their livelihoods. Their faces were lined with worry, reflecting the uncertainty that hung over their futures. Inspired by their determination, Zara listened intently as they shared their stories. "We've lost so many fish," an older fisherman named Marco lamented. "It feels like our way of life is disappearing, and we don't know what to do." Zara felt a deep empathy for the fishermen. What if we turned this challenge into an opportunity? We could gather the community to explore sustainable practices and find ways to protect your way of life. With that, she and Alex worked alongside Marco and the fishermen to organize a community forum. They invited experts in sustainable fishing and environmental conservation, creating a space for open dialogue and shared learning. Zara facilitated discussions, encouraging everyone to voice their concerns, dreams, and ideas. Change often begins with education and collaboration, she told them. By coming together, we can create a plan that protects both your livelihoods and the ocean. The forum was a resounding success. Over the following months, the community implemented sustainable fishing practices, invested in training programs, and even collaborated with local schools to raise awareness about ocean conservation. Zara felt a surge of pride as she witnessed the fishermen's spirits lift, their hope rekindled. During this journey, Zara also realized the importance of integrating storytelling into their initiatives. She encouraged the fishermen to share their experiences, creating a documentary that captured their struggles, triumphs, and the beauty of their community. The film, titled The Ocean's Heart, showcased their journey towards sustainability, highlighting their resilience and unity. When the documentary premiered, it attracted attention beyond their town. Environmental organizations and media outlets showcased their story, and it sparked discussions on sustainable fishing practices worldwide. Zara and Alex walked in awe as the fishermen's message resonated with audiences far and wide, inspiring other communities facing similar challenges. One evening, after a long day of discussions and planning, Zara and Alex found themselves sitting on the beach, watching the waves crash against the shore. The setting sun painted the sky with hues of pink and gold, a beautiful reminder of nature's power. Zara took a deep breath, feeling the ocean breeze against her skin. "This is what it's all about," she said, her voice filled with emotion, bringing people together to celebrate their stories and find solutions. Alex nodded, his eyes reflecting the fading sunlight. "We've created something incredible here. It's amazing to see how communities can come together when they feel empowered and supported." Yet, in the midst of their success, Zara couldn't shake a lingering concern. The challenges they faced were vast and complex, and despite their efforts, many still struggled. She often found herself reflecting on the critics who questioned whether their approach could truly address systemic issues. One day, during a visit to a large city, Zara received an invitation to speak at a forum on social justice. It was an opportunity to engage with leaders who focused on policy change and systemic reform. Zara was excited yet anxious. She knew their approach was different, rooted in personal connection and storytelling, but she wondered if it would resonate in a space filled with political agendas and heavy discussions. On the day of the forum, Zara took the stage, feeling the weight of the moment. "Thank you for the opportunity to speak here today," she began, her voice steady. "I come from a different perspective, one that emphasizes the power of personal stories and community connections. I believe that while we need policy change, we also need to cultivate empathy and understanding at the grassroots level." As she shared stories from the light within and the communities they had impacted, Zara could see the audience's engagement grow. She spoke of the fisherman, the mural artist Leila, and countless others who had transformed their lives through connection and compassion. Policy can create frameworks for change, but it's the stories and relationships that ignite action. We need to foster environments where empathy is prioritized, where every individual feels valued and heard. After her speech, attendees approached her with curiosity and appreciation. Many were inspired by her perspective, acknowledging that grassroots movements could complement broader systemic changes. Zara felt a renewed sense of hope as she engaged in meaningful conversations, exchanging ideas on how to bridge the gap between policy and personal stories. Later that evening, Zara and Alex attended a gala dinner for the forum. As they mingled, they encountered a group of activists focused on addressing systemic inequalities. One woman, named Maya, approached them with enthusiasm. "I loved your presentation. We need more of that perspective in our discussions. Can we collaborate?" Zara's heart soared. "Absolutely. We believe that storytelling can bridge gaps between communities and policymakers. Let's work together to create a platform that amplifies voices from diverse backgrounds." And so, a partnership was born. Zara, Alex, and Maya began organizing workshops that brought together grassroots leaders and policymakers. They created a space where stories could flow freely, fostering understanding and collaboration. Their initiative, Voices for Change, became a powerful platform for dialogue and action. As Zara spoke, she glanced across the crowd, her heart swelling with pride. The faces in the audience reflected a mosaic of cultures, backgrounds, and experiences. Such one a testament to the power of connection and the ripple effect of compassion. She felt a deep sense of responsibility for those who had chosen to share their stories, knowing that their journeys had the potential to inspire countless others. After the summit, Zara and Alex hosted a series of workshops designed to equip young leaders with the tools they needed to effect change in their communities. They emphasized the importance of storytelling as a means of advocacy and healing, guiding participants to harness their unique experiences to inspire action. The workshops attracted a diverse group, from activists to artists, each eager to learn and grow. One workshop focused on the power of digital storytelling. Zara demonstrated how to use social media platforms to amplify voices and engage wider audiences. "Your stories matter," she told the group. "In a world filled with noise, it's your authenticity that will resonate with others. Share your journey, your struggles, and your victories." Inspired, many participants began creating short videos, blog posts, and art projects that captured their narratives. Zara felt a surge of excitement as she witnessed their creativity flourish. They shared their work online, generating conversations and connections that extended far beyond the confines of the workshop. As the months went by, the light within expanded its reach, hosting international conferences that brought together changemakers from various fields. Each event was a vibrant celebration of diversity, creativity, and collaboration. Zara and Alex marveled at how their vision had grown into a global phenomenon, uniting people around the shared goal of fostering empathy and understanding. Yet amidst the growth, Zara remained vigilant about the challenges they faced. The world was filled with complexities, and systemic issues often felt insurmountable. During one conference, a young activist named Leela voiced her frustrations. "We're doing great work on the ground, but how do we ensure that our efforts lead to real policy changes? It often feels like we're shouting into the void." Zara nodded thoughtfully. "That's a valid concern. We need to bridge the gap between grassroots movements and the political landscape. It's essential to build alliances and ensure that the voices of those we empower are heard at the decision-making tables." Together with Leela and others, Zara initiated a campaign to engage policymakers directly. They created a platform for community leaders to share their stories and present their solutions. The aim was to humanize the issues they faced, fostering empathy among those in power. "We can't just advocate from the outside," Zara explained. "We need to bring their voices to the forefront of discussions." Through persistent efforts, they arranged meetings with local and national leaders, allowing community representatives to share their experiences firsthand. It was a daunting task, but Zara felt a sense of urgency driving them forward. They organized storytelling events in which community leaders narrated their journeys, illustrating the impact of specific policies or the lack thereof on their lives. Slowly but surely, change began to emerge. Policymakers started to listen. One by one, they acknowledged the need for comprehensive reforms that addressed the root causes of inequality, environmental degradation, and social injustices. The stories shared by the community members resonated deeply, breaking down barriers and building bridges between worlds. One evening, during a pivotal meeting with a local council, Zara stood beside Leela and other activists as they presented their case for sustainable development in the region. "This isn't just about policies," Zara urged passionately. "This is about the lives affected by these decisions. We need to create systems that prioritize people and our planet." The council members listened intently, some visibly moved by the heartfelt testimonies. When the meeting concluded, they pledged to work collaboratively on a proposal that would address the community's concerns. As progress unfolded, Zara found herself reflecting on the journey they had taken. She often thought of the moments when she first wished for change, the early days of the light within, and the communities that had inspired them along the way. It was a testament to the idea that each person held the potential to spark transformation, and together, they could create a brighter future. However, not everyone was on board. The momentum they had generated also attracted criticism from those resistant to change. A well-known politician, feeling threatened by the rising tide of grassroots movements, began to attack their efforts publicly, dismissing their work as naive and ineffective. Zara felt the sting of his words, especially since she knew that many of the communities they served were counting on their success. During a difficult moment, she turned to Alex for support. "What if he's right?" she confessed. "What if we're not making the impact we hope for?" Alex took her hands, his gaze steady and reassuring. "We can't let the naysayers deter us. Remember why we started this journey. We've already changed countless lives, and that impact is real. Focus on the communities that have found their voice through our work." Fueled by his encouragement, Zara resolved to push forward, focusing on the stories of those who had experienced tangible change through the light within. She believed that the essence of their mission lay in the collective strength of individuals who had come together to inspire one another. With renewed determination, they launched a campaign called Voices of Change, dedicated to amplifying the stories of those impacted by their initiatives. They collected testimonials, videos, and artwork that showcased the transformations occurring in communities worldwide. The campaign resonated deeply, gaining traction online and igniting a renewed sense of purpose within their network. As stories flooded in from various regions, Zara began to notice a shift in public perception. The narrative surrounding their work was evolving, and more individuals began to rally around the movement. They embraced the idea that compassion was not merely an abstract concept, but a powerful force for change. As the applause faded, Zara took a moment to soak in the energy of the room. She gazed out at the diverse faces in the audience, each one a unique story, woven into the larger tapestry of humanity. It was a beautiful reminder that their work had resonated far beyond what they could have imagined. After the launch, the anthology gained momentum, drawing attention from media outlets and literary communities alike. Invitations poured in for Zara and Maya to speak at various events, each opportunity allowing them to share their vision of compassion and connection. They traveled to schools, universities, and community centers, engaging with audiences eager to join the movement. Zara noticed that the narrative surrounding social change was shifting. Conversations about empathy and understanding were becoming more prevalent as individuals began to recognize the power of collective action. It was a gradual but significant transformation, and she felt a sense of urgency to keep the momentum going. During one of the speaking engagements, Zara received a message from Leela, the young activist who had voiced her concerns at the conference months earlier. Leela was now working with local government officials to advocate for youth engagement in policy making. "We're making strides," Leela wrote. "Your support and the stories we've shared have opened doors for us." Zara's heart swelled with pride. It was moments like these that fueled her passion. She believed that change was a collective endeavor, and seeing young leaders rise to the occasion filled her with hope for the future. As the year came to a close, Zara and Alex reflected on the journey they had embarked on. The impact of the light within was evident in the countless stories shared, the connections forged, and the lives transformed. They had created a global community that celebrated the beauty of diversity and the strength found in vulnerability. One evening, as they walked through a local park, Zara paused to watch children playing together, their laughter echoing in the air. It reminded her of the simple joys that often went unnoticed, connections forged in shared experiences, the kindness exchanged between strangers. "This is what it's all about," she said, smiling at Alex. "Building a world where everyone feels valued and heard." Alex nodded, his eyes shining with determination. "And we're just getting started. Imagine what we can achieve together in the years to come." Zara felt a surge of excitement at the thought. They had sparked a movement rooted in empathy and storytelling, but there was still much work to be done. She envisioned new initiatives, partnerships, and campaigns that could further empower individuals and communities. With renewed energy, Zara began outlining plans for the next phase of The Light Within. She dreamed of creating a mentorship program to connect experienced activists with emerging leaders, fostering an environment where ideas could flourish and new narratives could emerge. She imagined workshops focused on resilience, self-care, and the importance of sustaining the movement. As she scribbled down her ideas, she felt a sense of purpose wash over her. The road ahead would undoubtedly present challenges, but Zara was ready to face them head-on. She had witnessed the power of storytelling to inspire change, and she was determined to continue amplifying the voices that needed to be heard. As they walked home, Zara felt a sense of gratitude for the journey that had brought them to this point. Each story shared, each connection made, had contributed to a growing movement that would leave a lasting impact on future generations. Together, they were nurturing a culture of compassion that celebrated the shared humanity in everyone. In that moment, Zara realized that the light within each person could ignite a flame of change in story at a time. She was more committed than ever to ensuring that those stories continued to shine brightly, guiding the way toward a more compassionate world. As the sun set on the horizon, Zara held onto the belief that together they could illuminate the path for others, forging connections that transcended boundaries and built bridges toward understanding. The journey ahead was filled with possibilities, and she was ready to embrace every moment of it.